All right, I'm live. I am live. I am live. I am live. I am live right now. Uh, okay, let's see what can I do. Share. Let's share. All right, got one like. Cool. Somebody was watching. Somebody's watching. Who's watching? Who is that? Dark, you're here. What up, Dark? By the way, I meant to tell you earlier, like I really dig your videos. You showing off your Kamen Rider stuff and your Super Sentai stuff. I really dig that. I wish I had more stuff. All right. And again, like I really appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for being a fan. I don't know what you get out of watching me rant about stuff, but like just thank you so much for being a fan. I really appreciate it. Hold on, I'm setting up some more stuff. And just trying to see if more people are going to join. Right now, you're the only one, so I'm gonna make this all about you. Give you a behind the scenes look. You already seen what my setup and stuff look like. My room's messy, but if you want to see something, just let me know in the comments. I got you. But give me a second. I'm setting up some other stuff. Hold on. All right, and I'm gonna make this the pin comment. Hold on. Give me a second. All right. All right. Cool. We're ready to go. We are up in this. All right. So again, sorry about how that TikTok live went. Dark. I don't know what happened. I started talking about being black and nerdy and watching Dragon Ball Z, and I got a hate speech violation, so I can't do lives on TikTok until August 9th. All right. Um. So I was in the middle of. I was in the middle. Okay, so it was me and you watching. I was in the middle of making my top 10 list before I hit the record button on it. I need two more, my number 9 and my number 7. So let me go back to that. Let's see. Mr. Force. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, so I know Time Force is a really good Power Ranger season. Jason Font and Dan Southworth, they're amazing in that. But me personally, I am not the biggest fan of that season for something like, and I know it's good. I know it's a good season. I know it has a good story, but for some reason, I am not that big of a fan of Time Force for some reason. So, forgive me that Time Force is not on my top 10 list, but it will get an honorable mention because I gotta figure out how to explain that. Like, how do I just not like one of the best seasons of Power Rangers? There we go. More more moody for you. Um, what's your Dark? What are your top 3 seasons of Power Rangers? All right, all right. So I got my list. I'm gonna just give you a preview of the list because I'm still arranging things. If you have any notes or whatever, just let me know. Uh, and here they are, right here. But number 10, I have Alien Rangers, mainly because Kaku Ranger is one of my favorite seasons of Super Sentai, or it was until Gokaiger came out. And I feel like Alien Rangers was like underutilized, and it could have used like they could have did more with Alien Rangers, and they could have like having like a prequel story of them and how their power set works, and like how they do Power Rangers without Zords and stuff. They just had the Battle Boards, which were just clones of the Shogun Zords. Um, I wanted to see more of that. They could have done something with Alien Rangers, and I feel like they just used it for filler because the Kaku Ranger at the time was one of the shortest Sentai seasons. And like they did it all backwards from season 3 of Power Rangers, which is why they had to bring in the Alien Rangers on a production standpoint. So that's my number 10. Mystic Forces number 9. I'll explain that later. 8 is Zeo. 7 is Lost Galaxy. 6 is MMPR Season 2. 5 is MMPR Season 1. 4 is Ninja Storm. 3 is Dino Thunder. 2 is SPD, and number 1 is In Space. So that's just, let me fix that. Bam, I'll just put that on silent. All right, sorry about that, guys. But that's my order. I'm going to sit here while I think about it a little bit, but before I do that, I don't know who's all watching. Hey, if you're joining this, just hey, make a comment or something so I can call you out and be like, hey, welcome to the live or something. Well, let me show you guys around the Struggle Studio. So this is my backdrop where I shoot stuff, and I got my badges from all my cons and all my different press passes and things. And I'm watching myself on live right here on my laptop with my notes. And this is where I edit and do stuff. I'm sorry, my room is junky. This is my gear. And yeah, and this is my little nerd corner where I like to read and pontificate and just be nerdy. So welcome to the Struggle Studio, guys. This is gonna be fun. I was actually having fun on TikTok when I was doing this. Yeah, I was having fun on TikTok. Once people started like asking questions and being engaging and things like that, I had something to go off of instead of me just listening to rock music and uploading that Uncle Iroh video. And if you haven't, please go and like watch my Uncle Iroh video. Greg Baldwin, he's a really great voice actor. Really tragic circumstances and how he got involved with Avatar: The Last Airbender, but like after doing the research on him and seeing the career he had and how he actually is basically a disciple of Mako, that was probably the perfect recasting for someone in that situation. Just hands down, it was the perfect recasting. But anyway, so let me sit here and figure out how I want to do my top 10 list. All right, so this is going to remain number 1. That's going to remain number 2. I'm gonna make this 10. I'm gonna make this 9. I'm gonna make this one 10. I'm changing the order up because like it gotta make sense. The order has to make sense. And Time Force will be my honorable mention. All right. Let's see. I'll make this one 8, 7, 6. Nope. I'm gonna keep this one 10. 10, and I'm gonna make this one 9. I'm gonna make this one 8. Oh, I got, so this is going to be 6. And let's see, Lost Galaxy, that can go up to 5. And those 2 stairs in. All right, I got it. I got the list now. I know what I'm going to do. Let me get the camera set back up. Microphone is on and plugged in. I didn't even check the audio on that last video. I hope it's right. All right, cool, cool. All right, so let's see how the sausage is made. And I'm gonna just go ahead and hit record. And again, if you guys have any questions or whatever, just let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to try to respond to them. Um, if you like, you don't have to. It's not an obligation. You can always, send a super chat or super sticker, something like that. Do all that helps the channel out, helps me grow as a brand, helps me get better videos and things out. But it's only if you want to. It's not an obligation or anything. And again, thank you so much, Dark, for these video suggestions and helping me get out this little nervous bubble. Like again, the camera's recording now, and I just instantly froze up. So now I'm just like looking at you guys and just trying to see what's up. Okay. Dino Thunder, Time Force, Ninja Storm. All right. I can respect that. I really can respect that. Like, Dino Thunder is good. I want to talk about Dino Thunder and Ninja Storm because there's specific reasons why I like those. And to be honest, they should be up higher on the list. But I think I'm pretty happy with how my list is right now. But again, Dark, thank you so much, man. Like, I've been enjoying just getting to know you and just doing this with you. So just thank you for being a fan. I really appreciate it. All right, shake the butterflies out. Shake the butterflies out. All right. This is my top 10 Power Ranger seasons. Top 10 Power Ranger seasons. Take one. And action. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Mark, and I'm back again with another Bloodography video. And like the last one, this one was brought to you in part by a supporter like you. I want to give a shout out to Dark Barcode Warrior on TikTok and YouTube for giving me this suggestion for this video. If you want to submit suggestions, you can do so by just leaving a comment on this video or any other video. And if I like it, we'll do it. And he gave me Power Rangers. Power Rangers is my weakness, so I'm always talking about stuff with Power Rangers. But again, thank you, Dark the Barcode Warrior. Hit him up. His link will be in the description. He's on TikTok. He's on YouTube. He's live right now watching me on YouTube. So thank you again for this fan suggestion. This video is for you. Okay. Like I mentioned in the intro, this video is going to be my top 10 Power Ranger seasons. I actually kind of did a little bit of thinking about it. I've already done a video like this on TikTok, and it has changed. It has changed because I did this before Once and Always came out, and I went back and rewatched a lot of the seasons, just getting ready for Once and Always. And my opinions on some of the older, especially the older seasons, has changed. So I just want to get into it. I'm gonna start at number 10. And I'm going to work my way to number 1 at the end of the video. So if you want to see what my number 1 favorite season of Power Rangers is, stay to the end. You'll find out. But I'm going to start out with my number 10. Hold on. What is my number 10? I just wrote it. Okay. Starting out at number 10, my top 10th. In 10th place, my top 10 favorite Power Ranger seasons of all time. And I'm going to explain it because this one's going to be weird. Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. Put in graphic, do whatever, edit, clip. So I know Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers is only 10 episodes, and it's technically a part of season 3. It's season 3A of season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That was weird. Is part of season 3A is season 3A of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and is structured off into the Alien Rangers. But there's a few reasons why I really like this season and why it's on this list instead of just being an honorable mention. First of all, Kaku Ranger, up until the release of Gokaiger, Kaku Ranger was one of my favorite seasons of Super Sentai. It's a team of ninjas that come together and fight evil. They had Shogun Zords, they had the Ninja Zords. Kaku Ranger was just a really weird, phenomenal, oddball season of Super Sentai. And fun fact, like the footage they used from Kaku Ranger They did it in reverse. They started with the end of Kaku Ranger at the beginning of Mighty Morphin Season 3. So all the footage, the stuff with the Ninja Zords, all that's the end of Kaku Ranger. And then once we get to the Alien Ranger stuff at the end of Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, um, that's the beginning of Alien Rangers and stuff like that. I mean, not Alien Rangers, of Kaku Ranger. Because in Kaku Ranger, they started out and they had to look for Ninja Man and get the powers and do all that. So it took them some time to do all that. Oh my God, this is so difficult. This is the butterflies. I like the butterflies. I gotta get the butterflies out. I gotta get used to that. Still only two people watching. Cool. One Another reason why I like this season, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, is because of the story and how they were trying to entwine it with the rest of season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The main Rangers had their power coins destroyed, and they were turned into children while retaining their memories of being Rangers. No, they didn't have their coins destroyed until the end of Alien Rangers. I'm sorry, that was a typo. But they were kids. They were stuck as kids, and they had to go out and hunt for the Zeo crystals. And while they were kids, they had no access to their abilities and their powers. So they got the Equation Rangers to come from Aquatar and be Power Rangers, and just kind of be in their place. But they had one huge drawback: by them being Equation, they always need to be around a body of water. So that was something I always had to throw into the storyline. And yeah, I understand going back and looking at that season, especially the earlier season of Power Rangers. It's really cheesy, it's really corny, it's really childish. But I was like 7, 8 when that came out, and I was all about Power Rangers growing up. So obviously, a lot of the older seasons have a special nostalgia place in my heart. But that's my reasons why I like Alien Rangers and why it's on this list. It's number 10. Okay. Number 9, my 9th favorite Power Rangers season. I'm again going old school, going nostalgia, going back to 1994. That's season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And just for disclosure, I'm treating each season of Power Rangers as its own season, even though season 1, 2, 3, and 3A of Power Rangers are kind of like, you can make the case of them being one season. I am, in this case, making them separate seasons. But my ninth favorite season of Power Rangers is Power Rangers Season 2. We had such a great and powerful introduction to these characters that we got to know and love in Season 1. I'll talk more about that later in the list. And then we start off Season 2 with the original cast, and then you have Tommy, the Green Ranger, becoming the White Ranger, them getting new Megazords, and getting a new villain in Lord Zed, which is probably one of the, I don't want to say best villains, but he is, again, nostalgia, one of my favorite villains in Power Rangers because of how ruthless and powerful he was. And trust me, his design for a kid's show was creepy because I had Lord Zed as a toy, and I didn't want to play with him all the time because of like his design. But we'll get into that. In Season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we have the continuation of the original cast coming into a new power set after having the dinosaurs destroyed. And like I said, we get Lord Zed coming in as a new villain. Rita Repulsa gets kind of pushed to the side once Lord Zed comes in. And with the new villain comes new powerful enemies, thus requiring them to upgrade to their Thunder powers, or the Thunder Zords, and have the same suits. Fun fact, there's going to be a lot of these. Kiba Ranger, who we know as Tommy Oliver, the White Ranger in Power Rangers, in the Sentai, was a kid who transformed into the Kiba Ranger, who had Saba, or I forgot what the Japanese version of it is called, but he had Saba and transformed, and it was dope. In Die Ranger, and the suit was so similar to the MMPR suit, they just threw his suit in there, but they didn't upgrade the other 5 suits and use the Die Ranger suits, which is something that I wish they did, and something I wish they would address and actually do. Like, they should be able to use the Die Ranger suits because they had the ability to use them, but they decided not to because they were worried about the branding of them changing suits every season like they do in the Sentai. Even though they eventually will follow that format after season 3 with the introduction of the Zeo and then Turbo and then in space. Um, and it was no problem. They kind of had to at that point, but they neglected to use these Die Ranger suits, which are some really cool suits. I'll have another video probably, if you like, and let me know in the comments if you want to see it, a video about my top 10 favorite Power Ranger suits. But season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers gave us a lot of character development. We saw the departure of Austin St. John. We saw the departure of Chui Chang, and we saw the departure of Walter E. Jones, aka Jason, Zach, and Trini, going to this mysterious peace conference and being replaced by Stephen Cardenas, Johnny Young Bosch, and the sweetheart Karen Ashley, which is the reason why this is my ninth favorite season, because of Johnny Young Bosch and Karen Ashley alone. They were great additions to the team, and even though as a kid it was really sad and heartbreaking to depart from characters that I grew to love over the course of 60 episodes when I was 6 or 5, whenever it came out, but they still did a good job in replacing them with these cast members, and even the legacy that these cast members have brought to the table, and how they continue to still to this day, 20, 30 years later, represent the franchise to the fullest. As we know, right now, Johnny Young Bosch is big in voice acting. He's big in anime and video games. We have Karen Ashley, who runs Ranger Stop and Pop Atlanta and has brought like my favorite con to my favorite city. So I just absolutely love Miss Karen Ashley for that. And we have Stephen Cardenas, who was the first Red Ranger and so far the only Red Ranger to not be the leader of his team. So everybody brought stuff to the table. That's so much shade. That's shade. Oh, what's going on over here? I forgot you guys were here. So much shade. All jokes aside, Steve Carell is a great actor. I love that he came back in Once and Always and reprised his role, and I love that he likes to joke with the fans about his role and his shortcomings of being a Red Ranger. He even has said in several interviews that he doesn't think Rocky should be a leader because he wants to be his own kind of Red Ranger. But all jokes aside, I love you guys. Like, I know I kid, I make jokes, but I love those three, as well as the rest of the cast. The Thunderzords. Big reason I didn't even talk about that with the Alien Rangers. Whatever, I'll try to do that. But the Thunderzords were like a nice upgrade to the Power Rangers arsenal. Seeing them do Mastodon, Lion Thunderzord power, and Pterodactyl Firebird Thunderzord power. Love that. Seeing the dinosaurs turn into the Thunderzords, and then the Thunderzord, when it combined, had its like Shogun motif, and like you can see like I swear to God, some of the best Zords come from the 90s eras of Power Rangers and maybe early 2000s. But like it was a great concept. I love that the Tyrannosaurus, my favorite dinosaur, turned into the Red Dragon, my favorite mythical creature. It was dope, and Jason was the leader until he wasn't. Till Tommy came along and messed all that up. But I just loved it. Like, that was like, for me, that was great. I know it looks corny now, but for me, that was great. Again, I say this a lot. Zords will make or break the Power Ranger season for me. And my God, the Thunderzord is a really good Zord. Don't get me wrong, the original Dino Zord is a good design. I love the Ninja Megazord. I love the Shogun Megazord. The Shogun Megazord is my favorite Megazord. I love really good Megazord design. Alright, number 8. I need to get some water. Alright, I'm gonna do that too. Hold on, I need to get some juice. Where's my thing? I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, just me and Dark here. All right, my number 8 favorite Power Ranger season of all time has to go to Mighty Morphin Power Ranger season 1. And it was higher on the list, but after thinking about it, it kind of fell down. but we're gonna talk about it. I gotta talk about why this is my 8th favorite. It should be in the top 5. It should be top 3. It honestly should be top 3, but that season has not aged well. Given all of the, how can I say? It was the first season of Power Rangers. First of all, let's start there. The first season of Power Rangers just holds a very special place in my heart because it was first. It introduced a team of 5 teenagers with attitude who transformed into superheroes in multicolored spandex and had dinosaurs that transformed into a bigger robot. Like, what about that could you not love? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 1 comes from its Sentai counterpart Zoodanger, where they have dinosaurs. And then Sentai, that was the first time that they brought in dinosaurs as Azors, and in the Sentai series, they're like gods, actually. So, if you didn't know that, I'm going to have more fun facts like that. If you like fun facts like that, subscribe to this video. But yeah, their Zords were gods and gave them the power of the dinosaurs, and in Power Rangers, they were just robots. But that's all cool, but it gave us so much. I was like 5 and then 6 when that first season came out, and you could not tell me that, like, being at that age, that Power Rangers in 1993 did not have that type of impression on you. I was in the 1st grade. My mom was getting me into like this, like she was buying me the books and the toys and the clothes and everything. Same with my dad. And I just fell in love. I found something that I would love for the rest of my life because of what it represented and what it meant. What diverse team meant in the 90s. A diverse team of teenagers who fight bad guys and then do homework and then do the after school stuff. Like, that was like intriguing to me as a kid. Giant robots that transformed into a gianter robot, a floating head that only did 1 day's worth of work and got paid $126 for 6 seasons of work. Amazing. Like, it was just so amazing. Something I've never seen before, which I didn't realize I had already been introduced to Super Sentai because of like my dad and all the Japanese tapes he was buying. So I already kind of knew what it was. I just didn't know what it was. And then I was hooked. I don't even know what else to say. I was hooked. Like, them introducing Jason David Frank, Tommy Oliver as the Green Ranger in the Green with Evil episode. And I know that should be called Green with Envy, but whatever. Episode 17 through 21, that 5-parter, amazing. Like, come on, he got up in the Megazord and he kicked him out. He got up in the Zord and he kicked him out. He was like, nah, this is my car. Yeah, like, how do you do that? He whooped them, and it came to a very good, satisfying conclusion with him versus Jason and their rivalry and him coming to the good side. It was amazing. Like, come on, they haven't done an evil ranger. They have other good evil rangers, like Aubrey Killer or the White Dino Thunder Ranger, Trent. He's a good evil ranger. But none of them have anything on Jason David Frank, on Tommy Oliver as the Green Ranger. None of them do. Moving on to number 7. I can go on for a long time about that. But yeah, moving on to number 7 and moving on to the first Disney era Power Rangers on this list is Power Rangers Mystic Force. Again, like, you can hear it in my voice. Like, the more I talk about stuff, the more I get excited about this stuff. My throat gets dry, so I gotta always keep like water or something or juice next to me when I'm doing these videos because I get cotton off really quickly. I guess I should stop smoking. Oh, there's 4 people watching. Welcome, everybody. How are you guys doing? Let me know who you are in the comments, or if you are even watching this. I don't know. No one's saying anything. But I'm just doing the behind the scenes kind of fan suggested video. I was doing this on TikTok, but I figured I'd just go on Facebook Live or YouTube Live and just do it. So I'm in the middle of recording a top 10 Power Rangers video, something I should have did a long time ago. But this video was suggested by one of my fans, Dark the Barcode Warrior. Everybody give him a clap. He suggested I do this video, and I'm doing it. and I'm gonna do it live. I already did the tour of the studio. If you want to see another tour for anybody that's new, just let me know. But let me get to my number 7. This is meant to be like a 10-minute video, but it's probably gonna be like 30 minutes because I'm just ranting about everything. All right, number 7. My number seven on my favorite seasons of Power Rangers goes to Power Rangers Mystic Force. And again, like a lot of these on my list, they relate to the Sentai a lot, especially like the Disney era. Let me give you a backstory. So when Mystic Force came out, it was my first year of college, 2005, and I got an iPod video. You know, I was an Apple kid in the beginning when Apple was cool. And one of the first things I bought on that iPod video from the Apple store were the first couple of episodes of Power Rangers Mystic Force because I was also watching uh, my whole Sentai Magi Ranger at that same time, and I really fell in love with that season of Super Sentai. And you know, I was on my whole learning Japanese kick, and I didn't know it at the time because this came a couple of years later. I would be introduced to Kamen Rider, like the Japanese version, and deal with that. That's gonna come up on this list again too. But Mystic Force was one of the first Super Sentai seasons that I watched from beginning to end. I fell in love with the story, and I was like, okay, this is the next season of Power Rangers. I gotta see how they adapt because this was my first time like really watching Super Sentai, like really watching it. Like I mean, okay, Go Go Sentai Bokanger was the first season of Super Sentai I watched from beginning to end. No, wait, because that came up. Whatever, I forget the order. I get confused with the orders. Like it's been so long. But like Go Go Sentai, Bokanger, and Maho Sentai Magi Ranger were the first 2 seasons of Super Sentai I watched from beginning to end, and I wanted to see how Power Rangers would adapt those Japanese storylines and characters into Power Rangers. Because by this point, like I was in college, I was kind of outgrowing Power Rangers, even though I was still watching it. I wasn't always watching it, like, because Time Force, again, I'll get to that later. Time Force was a thing. Ninja Storm was cool. Dino Thunder was cool. But all that was when I was in high school. And by the time I got to college, I was like, I got to grow up. I got to do some adult stuff. Even though I was in art school, whatever. But number 7 on this list is Power Rangers Mystic Force. I love the family dynamic with this, not Kai, because Kai is the Japanese Red Ranger. But with the Red Ranger being the son of both one of the villains as well as the mentor of the season. Forgive me, Udana. Forgive me, I'm like kind of flaking on the names right now of the characters and the actors and actresses. But I love that family dynamic. I love Xander as the Green Ranger. He brought like a certain like comedic energy to it, and then he represented his New Zealand heritage very well by keeping his accent and just being him. Oh my God, I forgot something's missing off my list. Hold on. Oh, it's gonna have to be number 6. Something gotta go. All right, I'll figure it out. I forgot about RPM. I can't believe I forgot to put RPM on my list. I gotta put RPM on my list. I'm gonna make it number 6, but it should be higher. I'm gonna make it higher. I'm gonna adjust the list. Mid video. But yeah, Mystic Force just had a lot of cool elements. The theme of magic, the fact that they were wizards, they had one of my favorite morphers. And I know people have their opinions about cell phone morphers, but the cell phone morpher was a flip phone that turned into a wand that they used to do magic with. Like, come on, you can't admit that that's a cool concept for a morpher. I love their morphing call, Magical Source Mystic Forces, because I love the Sentai's Henshin roll call. I don't speak Japanese, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself in doing that. But I just loved everything about it. And again, I'm gonna get to this point. The Megazords will make or break a Power Ranger season, and I 100% absolutely love the Magic King Megazord or the Magic King Godtai or the Mystic Force Megazord. I love that they had were sitting in chess pieces and they used it to rotate depending on what they need, what range to do for the battle. It showed like a little level of strategy. One of my favorite Megazord cockpits. I love the fact that they turned into Titans. Like they turned into their Megazords. Like that was dope. And then four of them combined to make a magical Zord dragon. And the Red Ranger got on top and rode it. And then the Red Ranger Zord conformed with the unicorn or the Dark Unicorn. Like the Zords alone is reasons enough to like that season. Just alone. Limbo being Lionbo or Limbo being evil and just kind of being brainwashed by the villain and then coming back and joining with his family at the end to defeat the season's villain. I love that they brought back Barbara Goodson to be the Mystic Mother. In that, I love the SPD crossover that they did with Mystic Force. I think it was an SPD crossover. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I love the Legendary Ranger mode. Like, the Legendary Ranger mode is clean. Like, I like the design of it. It made sense. I like the battleizer that the Red Ranger got with the egg, with the dragon egg. It was dope. It was just a really dope season. But I'm going to go on to number 6, and I'm going to say it here. It's supposed to be higher on the list. Power Rangers RPM. Number 6. So there's so much to like about Power Rangers RPM. It's hands down probably the best Disney season. It was supposed to be like another season on this list, the end of Power Rangers. So they did it seriously, but not so seriously. They really broke the mold when they did RPM. RPM, if you're not familiar with it, Power Rangers RPM, if you're not familiar with it, takes place in Corinth, an alternate dimension timeline of Power Rangers where Vengeance has taken over the world and they live in a post-apocalyptic world in the dome environment. And they had Scott, the Red Ranger, African American. They had Dr. K. Dr. K is a very interesting character. Ziggy, probably one of my favorite Green Rangers ever. They brought like comedic timing and like just making fun of themselves in that season. Power Rangers RPM is based off Engine Sentai Go Under, which is again another one of my favorite Sentai seasons and something I watched and I want to see how they adapted. And more particularly with this one, because Engine Sentai Go Under was a 10th anniversary of Car Ranger, which was 10th anniversary of Turbo Ranger, and those 3 seasons were or 2 of those 3 seasons were parody seasons in the Sentai, so they were meant to be comedic and funny in that sense. So I want to see how they adapted that into a Power Rangers, and they took that comedicness and made it a really dark adult, young adult, twisted apocalyptic world where they're still making fun of themselves. Like, Ziggy's like, why are there always explosions behind us when we morph? And Dr. K's like, it's residual energy from the morphing grid. And like, why do our eyes have these giant eyes? And like, no, they are like radar detectors. And like, I just loved it. And then the story. They put a lot into that story in RPM. With Vengex, with Tanaya 7 and everything with the Black Ranger sister and their relationship. Them being robots, it was insane. It was such a good season. So I'm gonna put RPM at 6 only because I forgot it's on the list. And there's gonna be 11. There's gonna be 11 of these, not 10. Number five. Number five goes my number 5 favorite. My number 5 favorite season of Power Rangers goes to Lost Galaxy, and there's again a story behind this. Power Rangers in Space ended, and it was supposed to be the end of Power Rangers as we know. There was going to be no more Power Rangers after In Space. But during the season of In Space, it was greenlit for another season, and this was taking us into a new era. SPD ended the MMPR era, even though Lost Galaxy is still kind of technically in the MMPR era because of its storyline. and in the process of being bought out by Disney, it's one of the last original Saban era Power Rangers that they produced and made. With that said, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, when I first saw it, the recording stopped, so I have to hit record again. What's going on over here in the live? How are you guys doing? Everybody alive? You guys aren't bored, are you? Phone's also about to die, so I gotta make this quick. I gotta finish this video. Um, Number 5 is Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, with everything I said before. When Power Rangers Lost Galaxy first premiered, I was already not liking it. I went into it hating it because it wasn't going to be the same cast with the same ties to previous seasons. This was the first time that they were, at the time, I thought were ending a storyline and starting something completely new from scratch. And these were new characters I would get to have to know. But I end up really liking it because of everything they did in the middle and towards the end of the season. They brought back the In-Space Rangers for team up. They brought back the Psycho Rangers to be villains. Kendrix sacrificed herself to save Cassie, the In-Space Pink Ranger, and then was replaced by Corone, who was Andromeda, the villain from the season before. Like, come on, like that was so dope in itself. The Zords were like, okay, the Zords were kind of weird, blocky, but I had one of them. I had the Red Rhino Zord thing, the car Zord thing, so that helped me ease me into that season too. I had something to play with while I was watching the Power Rangers season, and it just had such a great storyline. Like, and it tied in so well to how In Space ended and what In Space did, and it was like a good epilogue, I would say, to what the Zordon era was. Number 4 on my list, going down to number 4. I skipped one, but whatever. Number 4 on my list is number 4. Number 4 on my list is Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Now, this was fun. Ninja Storm was fun. Like, ninjas are obviously coming from Japan. Me being so heavily interested in Japanese culture, and them making a season based off something that was at the time deemed to be too Japanese for American audiences, even though ninja is an American word. It was great. Like, yeah, I have issues with the Zords, but like the cast was great. Like, it was hippie-ish. It was comedic. They had Evil Rangers. That was a separate Power Rangers team. The Academy, the Ninja School, and the backstory with Ken and his mother being from a samurai clan and him becoming the Green Samurai Ranger. The CGI from that didn't age well because like the mentor being a hamster like all of the season, like that just really did not age well, but it was fun. I liked the storyline from this season. It was really good. So Ninja Storm gets the number 4th list on my spot. Also, Ninja Storm had one of the best Power Ranger team-ups with Dino Thunder. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Number 3 on my list, speaking of things that I love, is Dino Thunder. Ethan is hands down one of the greatest Blue Rangers ever. Like, between him and RJ from the 2017 Power Rangers movie are the best Billy analogs, even though I know RJ technically is Billy in that movie. But like, from David Yost as being like the legendary Blue Ranger, Ethan Jones is a very close second to like a Billy analog, and I love it. Connor being the Red Ranger, and his growth, like how he just grew into the leader that he ended up being, was amazing. Trent the White Ranger, and being evil, all that was amazing. Tommy Oliver coming back and not only being the mentor of that season, but becoming another Ranger, that was amazing. Love you, Jason David Frank. Rest in peace. Dino Thunder just had me hooked from beginning. It was dark. It was edgy. It was back to the secret identities from, you know, the seasons before. The Ranger teams didn't really have secret identities, but now they're back in high school. Now they have these issues that I can relate with. I'm in high school now. I can relate with this. And then they did the Sentai episode, which was amazing. And just like Dino Thunder was such a good thing. Dino Thunder was a good season. All right, guys. So my phone is about to die. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live here, but I will go and finish the rest of this video. I need to take a break because my throat. But if you guys like this, I don't know if you guys do, just let me know in the comments, and I'll try to do more behind the scenes live while I make videos and stuff. I got stuff coming up for Dragon Con, but I gotta wrap this up because I have an appointment to go to. But thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Dark, for just being a fan. Again, I appreciate you. I'm gonna give you shout outs in the videos and give you your props for this. But I gotta end this so I can charge my phone. Yeah, this was fun.